Weeping lasted all night. I know that joy comes in the morning light. So I'll march on to a new song, 'cause I've been marching to that old one way too long. And I gotta move on and take new steps every day, 'cause I know there has got to be another way. And I'm brighter day, so I march on.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to PURELive. It is Friday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, and you are exactly where you're supposed to be. We are going to have some fun, and we are going to go through some things. We're going to get reacquainted with the previous guests. I told you guys I'd bring them back, so I had to hold true to my word. And of course, those of you that have watched the show before, you know that I start off with my sponsors. So, first of all, I want to tell you guys again, remember I've been the advertising boss. They're the ones that I've been a part of for a while. They're the ones that helped me get this show going in the first place, but they are rebranding. So, we are rebranding to Dreamers, and we have an upcoming event. And if you would like to be a part of that event, you go here, dreamersnetwork.eventbrite.com. And, you know, you're able to actually subscribe to their events. So whenever there's an event, you'll see it. But if you want some power, some networking tools, some people that are going to support you, that is the way to go. I'm trying to tell you, ladies. All right. Also, for those of you that have seen some of my outfits on the show and you'd like to dress like me, got posh women's apparel, classy, sophisticated, stylish. Here are some of the dresses that you will see on their website. And you've seen me in a few of them. Here's a few. Bam. Bam. Hey. All of these dresses came from the website. And if you go to Posh Women's Apparel and you use my name, you will get 10% off. You just type in Asia. You're welcome. And for those of you that have been digging the shades and the blue blockers, which I have on today, you can actually go to my website. If you go to asiajamal.com, you will see in the corner Abella Eyewear. And if you go there and you shop from there, you will get 30% off. Again, you're welcome. Now, last week's guest, we had Elijah Jamal, and he let you guys know that his album was coming up. It is out, you guys. It is time to go get your copy. So I'm going to play this for you, and go get yours.
Stay here, not just tonight. Don't say goodbye, don't run away, fear. Control her mind, keep it inside. What's up is safe here. A master disguise, truth in the line. Looks at the blank mirrors. Would rather hide than face the side that shows when the sunrise comes. Don't wanna see what I've become. Who's gonna love me this broken? Wait till the night falls. That's when I'll
I'm so proud of him. And just in case you didn't notice, yours truly is on that album as well. So it is time, you guys. I'm going to bring back the wonderfully talented, awesomely hilarious, our friend Rodney, Damon, Collins.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, it's great. How are you?
But I'm doing good, Asia. Thank you very much for welcoming me back to your wonderful platform, and it's good to be here. Can I say, make sure everybody go cop that new album with Elijah Jamal. That is my guy. He is incredibly gifted, but he's a great artist, but a better man. I'll tell you that.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Is,
I just saw a little hand clap from.
yeah. Hey. Yes, yes. That album is called Broken Melodies. It is awesome. I already got it.
Oh,
And
wow.
For those of y'all that didn't pay attention to the name, we are related. we are. We support one another, but it is hot. I am trying to tell you. It is hot. All right. Moving on to our current guest. First of all, we had you on before, but for those of you that were not a part of the audience at the time, I want to reacquaint you. His credentials are ridiculous. He does so much. And when I got the email from him, and I'm like looking at all of the links, make sure you have all the social media handles. I was like, I can't do that. He does so much. You're an actor, producer, writer, humanitarian. I don't know what you don't do. So what I would like you to do, Rodney, is introduce yourself to our audience, please and thank you.
Okay, well, thank you very much for that opportunity to introduce myself. Uh, I like to introduce myself as a solution for directors, producers, and film companies. As an actor, I am the solution for that. So I saw that problem of them finding the right character for these roles out here. So had to put that out there. But Rodney Damon Collins, I'm an actor, author. Just released my second book, Produce Your Own Life. It's in collaboration with Speaking in Volumes. I'm a podcast host. I run a podcast entitled Produce Your Own Life. It's about personal accountability, taking ownership for your life. And I'm a speaker and I mentor as well. So, I do a lot of that. And so that's a little bit about me. I live out here in Los Angeles, California, via Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio. Here was us.
See, Midwesterners moving to the Cali. I see what's up. Elijah did the same thing. He tried to get me to do it, and I said, nope, I'm good. It costs too much playing these games. But
you can handle it. You can handle it. You can handle it.
I'm good. I'm doing from here. And I will show this again, ladies and gentlemen, but this is his social media handles here. I threw that TikTok on there because you didn't. Y'all need to follow him on TikTok. I'm trying to tell you, he's hilarious. So
Man,
I'm all out there for you. You're welcome.
Oh man, I'm actually enjoying TikTok now too because it's allowing me to express the comedic side of myself and really have fun. A lot of the roles I often get as an actor are more serious, and so I'm able to show another side of myself through TikTok. I like it.
Yeah. Seems like everybody does a little everything on TikTok. All of the actors, singers, they still do all kinds of goofy stuff. I haven't found my rhythm yet. I'll put it like that. I'm on there, but I mean, you probably want you, but
you will. You will. There's so many things you can do with TikTok. So you and I have to sidebar. I don't want to monopolize the show with this, but I'm gonna tell you, there's a lot of stuff I can tell you. You're gifted to do on TikTok right now, and it's really one of the last few real organic growth platforms out here right now.
Okay.
So
Well,
yeah,
teach me something.
yeah.
Um, so now that you guys are kind of reacquainted, I say kind of because y'all, you still don't know. We ain't still touching the surface, y'all. But I want to also draw your attention to this YouTube. So first of all, if you go to my website and you go under the live episodes, if you go to the Pure Life episodes, you will see this episode. And if you click on Damon's Rodney Damon
That's
Collins
that's that's
name,
okay. Yeah,
I don't know why I want to call you Damon all the time. Like he does have because you
that's a
got his
nickname.
name. There's
That's
three
a
names.
nickname.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, let's call you what I want. No, just Rodney. If you go to a website and click on his name, it'll actually lead you to the podcast. Um, and it was interesting watching the YouTube and found out you also interviewed my brother. Thank you. That was cool. That was cool.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
so, so what made you, on top of all the stuff you were already doing, what made you want to do the show as well?
Well, let's go keep it real. It was COVID, like March of 2020, when kind of the world stopped. My industry took a nice long hiatus. So I'm like, well, I have a lot of gifts. I like to use my voice, and I know a lot of people could use some encouragement, some lifting up during that time. So that's what started the podcast. It was pretty much a hobby. I didn't really do a whole lot of research on starting a podcast. I was like Nike. I was like, I'm just doing it. And that's what happened. That's what happened.
I feel you. A lot of people actually just started their stuff just like that.
Yeah.
I say I'm kind of a product of that. Um, I'm a product of that with some special parents that are my producers. So I had to roll a little differently because we are perfectionists, and they're like, "Wait, you need this, 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 and this, and this." Okay, all right. I don't like your lighting. Let's fix that situation. Okay, all right. But that's the Jamal family for you. Um, but, and you guys that are watching and listening, please feel free to comment, ask questions. I see
Yeah.
Rodney already responded to a couple, but I'm gonna put one out there just because I sent you some screenshots of me actually seeing you on this.
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
didn't know about it. So first of all, I thought it was interesting that my children thought I was cool because I watched Darwin in videos. I was like, that's a thing? I didn't know. My daughter's just like, oh my gosh, Mom, you are so cool. I did not know you watched their videos. I was like, okay, cool. Then I saw you. I was like, I know him. So I'm just wondering, like, when people going to Cali to pursue their dreams and get more into the industry, whether it's acting, singing, modeling, how did
hmm
you end up in that situation?
I have to, AJ, I have to really thank a very good friend of mine, Ricky Yvette Westmoreland. She's one of Darman's like lead actresses. She
Okay.
actually helped launch the platform 3 years ago. She was the first actress he hired. And Ricky is from Columbus, Ohio, and we were in a play together 5 years ago, and we were the villains in the play, but we developed a friendship from just working and being in the play. So she called me and she was like, Rodney, I know you got some stuff going on, but I'm gonna put you on with Darman too, because it's a great platform. It's a way to get your face out there even more. And I'll just listen to her because I know she knows what she's talking about. So she talked to Darman, she submitted me, all my information, and that's how I got connected. It was a referral, which I tell a lot of people, relationships trumps everything. It trumps
Yeah.
everything. You can be as talented as you want to be, but if you don't have the right relationships, you talented all by yourself.
It appears to be so. You
Yeah.
know, I always question that. It's like, man, there are so wonderfully talented people out there, such gifted people. And I'm like, this person would have been better in this role, or this person would have been better doing this song. It's like, how do we get them out there? And this network thing is real. So is
Yeah,
that something that you're big on? Are you a big networker?
I am a huge networker. One thing I do though is I try to serve other people. I want to when I meet people, my first thing is what are you building, and how can I be a part of helping you become successful with that? Because that's one of the few things that, especially out here, that a lot of producers are used to is that somebody is willing to help their platform grow. Most people are like, hey, what can you do for me? Well, I've learned that the more that you serve, the more opportunities come your way. So it's kind of like they run right together. Being a servant and networker, you're going to serve what they're doing, but you're also networking because you want to build that relationship. You never know if they'll need you in the future, or who knows, you might be doing something where you call them. Like when I produced my first short film a couple years ago, I called Ricky. I'm like, hey, I need you to play this role. I already wrote it's already been written. I need you to play this role. She was right in. So
Okay.
it helps. Yeah, it helps.
Yes, yes. Networking and relationships definitely help.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned Boss before, and we are now Dreamers. I've actually had a lot of them on the show.
Uh-huh.
Um, and a lot of them have helped push my show out there. So thank you, ladies.
Thank
Um,
you.
and of course, I got some stuff going on in the family, but I feel like I've added you to the family as well.
Right.
So
Yes.
it's a wonderful thing. I heard from some people that there are limitations to that. So
Hmm.
what I've heard is that you have to kind of be careful about how you put people out there or try to rope people in because some people
Hmm.
like a little funny with that. Have you found that to be the case since you're in
Uh,
California?
Asia, I haven't found that to be the case, and I can honestly say it's because I've built relationships with the right intention. Uh, I don't really look out. I don't come to people like this. Like, what can you put in my hands? I come to see what value can I bring to your life? And so, and people can read that. People can sense when somebody's trying to get something from them. I'm sure you can when somebody's coming to you and that it's like, I know they want something. Yeah,
Right.
and you can also tell when somebody genuinely wants to help you, and you like, wow. So that's something. Goes all the way back to when I was in third grade, which my parents reminded me that I used to give my lunch away to this one kid in my class because he was hungry. I didn't know I was doing that, but They said I was coming home from school hungry, and they went up to the school and found out that that's what I had been doing. But so ever since I was young, I had this just giving nature. Like, no, I just want to give, give, give. So I think that helps me.
Yeah,
I can say that. Yeah,
that's a beautiful thing. It's a good
yeah,
attitude to have. And, as my brother says over and over again, which we got from the Bible, and that is,
yeah,
your gifts will make room for you. I feel like that is a part of it. Your
yeah.
gift to be able to be a giver, a contributor, instead
Yes.
of just gimme, gimme, gimme. Like I can act my butt off, so you need to put me in this. You understand? You don't know what you
Yeah.
listen. You need all of this. You know.
It, it's it's so important that people understand. And I've heard this from one of my mentors, Bill Cobbs, great actor Bill Cobbs, who has spoken a lot of life into me as an actor. And he was like, serve the projects, serve them. When you're hired, you're there to serve it. It's not about you, it's about the story. And everything else will come to you at the right time, but serve the project. So
Mm,
every that's what I look at. I'm here to serve.
yeah. Speaking
Yeah.
of the story and everything, I'd
Yeah.
like you to kind of talk about your story, and since you're from the Midwest like us.
That's right.
I've heard a lot of people have gone to California and they're just like, look, I cannot handle this. I cannot take this. And then, they were done and over with.
Hmm.
And there's a couple people I know that went out there and they're doing their thing. My brother included. We call them Hollywood, messing with them. But
Hollywood.
okay, Hollywood.
Yeah. Yeah.
But But I know that you, according to what you have said and things that you
Yeah.
brought there, you come from humble beginnings.
Hmm.
So, could you, tell the audience a little bit where you come from, what kind of background you had
Okay.
prior to getting to where you are today?
Sure. I'll do a cliff note so I won't, bore the audience. But
Thank you.
but yes, and I wrote my first sketch comedy in high school, a senior in high school, and then but when I went to college, I was first generation college. So last thing I was gonna do was come home to my mom and dad after first semester, like, hey, I'm a theater major. They're gonna be like, what? So I didn't. I love them dearly, but there was not the support for me to really go into that. And I kind of just kept it under wraps until after I graduated from college. Then I got involved with the arts a little bit in the Cleveland area, signed with an agent, started doing little. I was actually working in corporate America, had a very good job, and I was still getting called by an agent in Cleveland to go out and do shoots. And I would leave my office because I had a lot of flexibility. I could say this now because I don't work there no more. I had a lot of flexibility. So I would go out and I would do the shoot for an hour. It would be like my lunch, or I would like do something else. I'd be in a play. I found ways to stay involved in the arts. And I got married young, right out of a year after college, which I'm still married to my wife and I love her. She's in the kitchen right now. I love her dearly. 25 years of marriage. We hold it down.
Wow.
Yeah, and we have, and there are years where we thank you. There's years where we've had to grow, and we continue to grow with communication and everything. But we have a son and daughter. Our son is 22. He'll be 23 on Sunday, and our daughter is 24. Yeah, so our kids are grown. We have two, and we're living our life that we working it out because I worked corporate America for 20 years. Figured, once I got married, I was like, I have responsibilities. I got a wife, I got two kids. I live in an area where I can't do entertainment full time. So I got a great job in corporate America. Let me just stay faithful with this. And,
Mhm.
it wasn't my full passion, but having my family was a huge passion. So I stayed faithful to my role. Later on in life, though, I always believed that if God opened the door for me, I'm gonna run through it. And I actually talked to God numerous times, like, if you open the door for me to get into entertainment full time, I'm running through it. And sure enough, little over 5.5 years ago, I received a job offer to move out to LA. And I've been coming to LA since I was a kid, on and off. I have a lot of family here, so I would spend, different times, summer times, everything. So I fell in love with LA as a kid. I wanted to live here, just didn't know how it was gonna happen. So the job that moved us out here, within 6 months of them bringing me here, they decide, hey, we actually didn't plan properly for your position, pretty much because things were not working as they thought it would be. So so they decided they were going to lay me off and then try to offer me a lower paying job to hang with them, and I said no. I said no. It's a shocker. You move to one of the most expensive places in the world, and then they like, hey, we made a mistake. We made a mistake. But I knew at that time that it was time to like put my faith into action and to really trust God for the process, trust my wife to trust me. So after months of really talking about this with her, we decided that we still were going to go forward with our move here. And she took the state exam. She's an educator out here in Los Angeles. Yeah, wow, Felix. Yeah, wow is right, man. Yeah, so we stayed faithful to what we believe we were called to do, but we also, this is something we wanted. So we're like, hey, we want this. And then my son and daughter were like, my son wanted to live here. My daughter didn't necessarily want to be here. She was going to college in Ohio at the time, but she decided that since her family was all out here, she was like, I'm gonna be out there with my family. So me being a daddy, I jumped on the plane and flew right back there and got my daughter and drove her back cross country. I was like, nah. I was like, pack up this apartment, let's go. I was like, that's my family, and I will die for my family, and they know that. Yeah, I will. That is my job to take, to stand in front of them and take whatever hits for them. So that's my job. But in doing that, many doors started opening for me in entertainment out here. So I'm gonna go real quick because I'm gonna do like 30 seconds more. But after that, when I got laid off, so I was looking at this thing. I had never heard of central casting out here. I was like, "What is that?" And somebody's like, "Well, it's like yeah, it's a background company. It's like central casting is the largest, most established background company in the entertainment industry. They've been around since 1920. I had never heard of it because background was not something I'm looking to do. Just not to look down on it, but I'm an actor. So, but in order to build relationships out here, I decided let me go ahead and sign up with them just to see what happens. I signed up. The very next day, I get a call. They say, "Hey, we got a job for you," and I'm like, "Okay." They was like, "It's gonna be on Scandal." I was like, "Okay, cool." I was like, "Scandal." I had never watched an episode of Scandal before I worked that day, so yeah, never watched an episode. And so when I get there, I started looking at the trailers and I started praying over the trailers. I started thanking God in advance for my principal roles that are coming to me on network TV, for my roles on these sets and stuff. So I just stopped and started praying over it. And then Joe Morton, who played Kerry Washington's father, I didn't know I was praying right by his trailer. So he came out his trailer and he came up and shook my hand. He's like, "Young man, you're gonna be all right." And I was like, "Did he hear me?" I was like, "He heard me." I know he heard me. But still to have that happen was pretty cool. And then I walk in there and they was like, "We got a suit ready for you." I was like, "Wait, y'all got a suit for me? I'm just background." Certain people they hired for the day, they had suits already like my exact measurements. They had it cut and everything for me. I'm like, because I was supposed to be like right in the scene with Kerry Washington the whole time. So they made me stand on a mark and I'm like, okay, whew, I had never, just I said, never did background before. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna stand here and wait. Next, I see all these people walking down the hall. And then Angela Bassett comes walking down. I'm like, and she waved at me, said, "How you doing?" And kept moving. I was like, what's happening? And then all of a sudden, this makeup person was walking and talking, and then Kerry Washington came around the corner. I'm like, oh. So I waved at her. She waved. Next, it was a yellow X right in front of me. She walks. I'm thinking she gonna walk past me. She walk and stand right on the X. I was like, oh. So she was positioned next to me for the next 12 hours, and with breaks and everything else included. But I had a chance to talk to her just a little bit, just to, I didn't want to mess with her in character, but I needed to kind of get some information. I'm like, how many times I'm have a chance to be this close and really find out what's going on? So she told me she started as a background actress. She did this. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that, and she was like, I did that because I wanted to get in the industry. I ain't know nobody. So I'm sitting there like, okay, that's me right now. And then she just talked about just hanging in there and showing up every day and building relationships. She was like, and obviously train. You definitely need to train. But those building relationships and showing up are right there. And you got to make sure you do that on a daily basis. So I listened to her and, at the end of the day, I thanked her. But when she was wrapped for the day, I watched her. She walked around and she grabbed the mic and she was like, "I want to thank everyone for being here today, especially those who are at background. You all don't know what you mean to us. And without you, we don't have a show." And everybody was looking like, whoa, and just this applause. I'm like, wow, I was like, man, I didn't expect all this. So that was my first day ever doing background. But what that did is it opened the door for me to build relationships. And before you know it, I met an executive producer who was pitching a show on Amazon. Nico Sparks is his name. He's a brother out here in Hollywood, making it and, producing his own content. He actually goes outside the country a lot and does his projects. But the show was Chosen Kin Origins, which is a superhero show originally created by him. And it's like, it's very popular in China and over in Europe. So he was like, "Rodney, this was 6 months after I met him. He's like, you remember the show I was telling you about?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "What happened to it?" He said, "Hey, Amazon picked it up." I was like, "Hey, congrats." He's like, "Guess what, man? I wrote a character for you." I was like, "Get out." Yeah, I was like, "What?" And he was like, "No." He said, "No, because I kind of just studied you, man, when we was talking." He's like, "Man, I like this guy's heart." He saw the purity of my heart and my intentions just from a conversation. That's how quick they can see. And next thing you know, he was like, the character is Dr. Watson. And I was like, well, you want me to audition? He's like, if you want to make it harder, he said, I'm trying to give you a job. And so I said, I guess I'm taking the role. So before you know it, I did the show, and that helped me get some notoriety. And then the Darman films and stuff like that really helped bring me out even more, because one of the videos I did, I think you might have sent it to me through IG when you saw it. Was it the birthday cake? No, it was when I was the husband.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but I saw them both.
Well, yeah. There's I did about 10 of them, but the husband one, where I'm like, as far as the birthday cake, is the most popular one that I've done. It's been viewed 500 million times.
Wow.
So
yeah,
very few TV shows can say somebody's seen it 500 million times. The Super Bowl don't even have that rating. So I was like, the power of using the internet. Darman basically created a platform using shorts that he put out on the internet and built an audience with great stories. And so he got some actors who people would love to work with. And before you know it, I started getting some fans through that, which was really cool. And then, before you know it, I started getting more auditions. And now I moved out here with 1 credit on my IMDb. I have almost 40 as for film and TV as a principal or lead. And I'll tell you about some of the other projects that are upcoming that I just finished also. I'll give you some updates on that too. But I have to thank a lot of those people, Nico Sparks and Darman and Ricky and, Bill Cobbs, and the ones who have really spoken in my life. Even the actress Elise Neal, I'll even thank her, because she cast me in a film called Survival a couple of years ago with that. So I'm very grateful for the relationships that I have. And even William Scales, that's how I met Elijah, your brother, through the Single Life web series. Yeah, so
yes,
yeah.
For the next season, man.
I got to say one more person, Cassandra Sanders.
Okay.
She is a playwright, and she put me in her play Neighbors a couple years ago, which ran in Hollywood, which really brought me a lot of attention. And now I'm going to play a lead in her next play along with Elijah. So we're going to be working on that in the next few months. So a lot of good stuff happening. A lot of good stuff happening.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that. I was like, hey, bro, why you ain't telling me about this role? He's like, listen, calm down. Yeah, I don't understand. We tell each other everything. Like, how I find out through Rodney. But we're going to take a break here. And then we're going to play the game and everything, and then get back into what you're getting into. I am excited to hear about what you're getting into. This is so great. This is so cool. I'm so glad that you came back. So here we go. We're going to take a short little break. And those of you that are watching from YouTube, this is what I want you to do. Thank you. Subscribe.
I love it.
And like, please. And thank you. All right. We're going to take a quick little break. Here we go.
Jamal Rogers, and I'm a singer, songwriter, choreographer, voice actor, and I'm the creator and talk show host of PURELive. PURE is an acronym for perfectly undefined raw elegance. So naturally, we want our content to be pure, raw, and elegant. It airs live every Friday at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on YouTube and Facebook. And if you'd like to see all of the episodes, you can reach it at asiajamal.com, ASIAJAMAL.com. Or if you'd like to be on the show, you can reach me at asia@asiajamal.com. Hope to see you soon.
Hope to see you soon.
Yes.
Yes, and that was created by my producers as well.
That was nice.
Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get ready to play that game, Find the Fake. You are going to look at a series of statements and you're going to indicate which one you think is the fake. And if you get it correctly, you can win a prize. All right, so here we go. All right. Now, yeah, I hope you guys are paying attention. We will come back to it. We don't want him to tell the answer right now. I'm gonna tell you though, if I didn't see the list ahead of time, I'd have got it wrong. I was like, he did what and what and what? What did he do? Oh, okay. All right. So moving on with the things that you are getting into now. Felix says, I have no clue. Hardly ever does he ever say that. You have stomped our most frequent viewer. He always guesses.
Wow.
You did a good job this time. You did a good job. You did a good job.
Wow.
So you guys have an opportunity. Also, remember that this stuff is time stamped. I will see if you watched it first and then tell me later.
Yeah.
So you have to guess during the show before we tell you. Okay? All right. So moving on with the show.
Yes.
So you have, you mentioned Darman and getting into things like that and developing relationships. And you said something earlier that you position yourself to be the solution. Can you elaborate on that, please?
Of course. I work hard and I train and I prepare for the moments that come my way. So when these moments, when these producers, these directors have reached out to me for various roles, I'm ready. Like they come to me and I'm like, I'm here. I'm the answer for what you're looking for. So I say that because anything else you do, you have to train. You have to be ready, whether it's you play a sport, whether you're in corporate America and you're trying to climb that ladder or you're an entrepreneur. The education never stops. Robert De Niro said, Robert De Niro's, I think he's in his late 70s now, said to this day, he still has an acting coach that he works with, actor Robert De Niro. And a lot of these actors that I follow and really believe in and who have impacted, influenced me, they never stop training and staying ready. So that's what I mean by that. I am the answer because when you knock on my door, you don't have to look any further. The answer is here. So if you look at you go to my IMDb, the answer for what you're looking for is there. So that's how I refer to myself. You remember Allen Iverson used to call himself the answer for the 76ers? Yeah. He was the answer. Yes. The answer, yeah.
Yes, I do remember Allen Iverson. Yes, I do. I'm sure plenty of us young ladies remember that. Okay, anyway. Oh, Felix's guess is A. I'm not telling you yet, Felix, but that's his guess. That's bold. First of all, I gotta say that is real bold. And what you were saying about continuing to have that coach and continuing to take things seriously. Some people that I've witnessed that can sing, right? They can sing, right?
Okay.
Got insulted when I asked, hey, do you still have somebody that helps you with vocal coaching and things like that? Who you deal with? And like, I've been doing this since, I've been doing this all the I don't need a coach. I am a coach. I said, so here's the thing.
Yeah.
I am too.
Yes.
But I still, I still work on my craft. I still sing. I still, and I feel like actually, I think people don't realize how closely, acting and performing as a singer, how close those things are.
Yes.
Um, for me, like I told people, when I get on stage, you see a different person, even when dealing with the show. In corporate America, yes, I do still work in corporate America.
Mm-hmm.
Corporate America, I'm more mellow, I'm
Mm-hmm.
quieter. I'm just, thinking. I'm strategic. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, here's the solution. Here's what what I think you
Mm-hmm.
need.
Yes.
When it comes to performing, I gotta show out, right? So that personality, I gave it a name. That's Songbird with a Y, not an I, because I got an accent. Hey.
Right. Right.
So Songbird. I use acting with that because with the songs that I have to deliver, I don't necessarily have that story in my background. I don't necessarily relate to it, but I better be able to deliver.
Yes.
So it's acting. Um,
Yes.
and that's, and my parents who have dealt with creating all kinds of stuff. I don't know how much you've talked to Elijah, but we had all kinds of plays, skits, and stuff, staying up until I don't know what time in the middle of the night, recording this stuff. I learned some acting skills, and that's how I deal with the voiceover stuff, some voice acting. I can literally sound like so many different people.
Oh, wow.
That's just something that I developed doing all of that. But never do I feel that I have been good with the whole networking thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize how important that was. How comfortable were you when you moved to California with the whole networking situation? Were you just, hey, I'm ready to meet people, or did you have to kind of learn how to do that?
I'm smiling because I am a big E when it comes to extrovert. So I
Oh,
I talk to
mhm.
people. If I'm in the grocery store line, I can end up getting in a conversation with somebody, just getting to know people.
Okay.
Uh, I, but it's like this whole thing where I believe that I set the temperature for whatever room I walk in. So I have to go in with the mindset of what do I need to accomplish here? If it's going to an event, or if it's at a meeting, what needs to be done? How do I need to show up? And I make sure that I believe in myself and I have the right confidence. But I have affirmations I do daily, daily. I have things I speak to. I have a conversation with the person I see in the mirror every morning before I do anything. And my faith is extremely strong. I have a very, very bold. Many people who know me will like Rodney got crazy, crazy faith. It's just like because I'm the firm believer. If I believe something God has put in me to do, I'll just do it. I
Okay.
don't, yeah, I don't sit there and be like, oh, I don't go back and forth and debate with God. I just go because I just believe that's where the blessing is when you just, 'cause I know God knows what's best anyway for me. So when I feel in my spirit there's something for me to do, I just do it. So if it's to engage somebody in a conversation, I'll talk to them. And most of the time, those conversations come out pretty well. And either they've been dealing with something or something that they needed help with, something happens from those conversations. So and my wife is an I introvert. So um, yeah, so you and her are very much alike. So, but what I can encourage you in doing is that there's so many ways to network outside of just showing up as this big personality. When you offer your services, your gifts, your skill set, as Elijah said, and the Bible says, your gift makes room for you. So your gift can make room for you to build networking relationships. It doesn't have to be through like a big personality like me. It can be, hey, I offer these services, and once somebody works with you, they're like, yo, I love working with Asia. Hey, Asia, I didn't know you had a show. You got this. All types of stuff happens from that type of thing. So once again, networking with the right intention on serving and not getting opens the door for so much more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's so funny because like I'm married to what I would call an extrovert. Um, and I'm the introvert, but I'm the performer. Go figure. Um,
That's
but
cool.
but for me, it's like a switch. When it's time to perform, I turn it on. When I'm done, it's off. You don't hear from me. I'm not that one that talks to people in the lines and all that. That's my husband. I swear he's more popular than I am. Everybody knows who he is. I'm like, how do we cross state lines and people still know who you are?
Hey,
It's just big with building relationships. That's a wonderful thing to be able to do. Um,
yes.
so let me ask you, when you're going after all these um, opportunities, did you
Hmm.
ever get let down? Or were you just like, oh man, I was really hoping for that one?
You know what? I would call it at one point. At one point, I used to call them letdowns. But now, as I have grown and matured, I just understand that what's for me is for me. So if a relationship I tried to build never really panned out to any more than maybe one conversation, that was fine. That people are in your life for three reasons: a reason, season, or a lifetime. So that person, maybe that one conversation was that reason. So I had to learn to accept that. So that's how I roll. Hmm.
Okay, that's how you roll.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yep.
attitude to have. It is a good attitude. Have you ever had a situation where things didn't work out the way you wanted it and it kind of rocked you a bit?
Oh yeah. The job that moved me out here. Yeah, you talking about being rocked because I'm like, yo, wait. And, cost of living is like three times out here, and you know, so yes, my faith was rocked, and I had took unemployment from that. That was the first time I had ever taken unemployment in my life.
Wow.
I made a pledge when I was in middle school to never receive any assistance from the government. I was part of like a young man's group, and
Mm,
we made this pledge and everything. So I felt bad because I was like, man, nah, I got to get some help because I was like, well, at least I was like, in a way, that's some of my money though, because they take that money out of my check. I had to rationalize, but it hurt because I was like, man, I had never taken unemployment in 40 plus years of my life. So I was like,
mhm.
first I didn't know how to get unemployment. Like the company had laid me off. They sent me all this paperwork. I'm like, what do I do with this? I was like, so it was a major blow to my psyche. And but I took that unemployment and I took that as a blessing because it gave me like a little sabbatical, a
Mm,
season where I was like at the park every single day. I would go work out and I would be meditating and I would just be talking to God. I did it for 4 months. I was like, I need some direction. I've never been here before. I'm scared. You know, anybody who say they not scared when they lose some income, please, whatever. That moment
Not
hits
that
you.
line.
Yeah,
Mhm.
some people be like, I ain't scared. I ain't never scared. I'm like, okay, you keep denying that. I could say that
Yeah.
I've faced it and I have been afraid, but then I know how to overcome my fear. So I'll acknowledge a situation, but then I'm like, no, I'm greater than that, and God is greater than that. So I'm not. I'm gonna overcome it, but this is something I got to deal with. And
Right.
David's one of my favorite people in the Bible. And if anybody knows David, David cried a lot. David
Mhm.
let his heart come out. He poured it out. When he was going through something, he talked. When he was winning,
Yeah.
you knew. But he was real with God the whole time. And I think we don't be real enough with what we're dealing with, which leads to us suppressing our feelings, holding everything in, which comes out in that D word, depression. So we
Mhm.
have to be very mindful to guard our hearts against that. But when I did get laid off and stuff, it was very hard for me. I had a, once again, a supportive wife who didn't talk down to me or didn't say ain't nothing going on but the rent. You got to have a job if you want to be with me. She didn't do that to me, or didn't call me a scrub, and all that stuff. Because I'm gonna keep it real. Those songs mess with people. They mess with me because those are the first things that hit my mind. I'm like, yo, am I just worth? Am I my value just tied into what the money I bring in? That is that
Mm,
it? And
mm,
that will mess with you. So I had to fight through all that in order to see, this is a beautiful opportunity for you to reinvent yourself, to live the life that you really wanted to live. And you're young enough, you're in shape enough, you got some sense still. Yeah, so I'm a
yeah.
bless you to go ahead and go after this, but it's not going to be a road where doors are just going to constantly open for you. Every day I get tested. My resolve gets tested almost every day.
Hmm.
Um, I auditioned over the last month for, I would say, 12 network TV shows.
Wow. 1
Yeah,
month.
yeah, and that's in 1 month. I had, so I got one that just came in now for another show, that I'll be doing over the weekend for Monday. But these are things that if you don't get that call, you got to know who you are, and you got to really believe in your gifting and your calling. Because if you don't, you'll start doubting it, and you'll
Mm-hmm.
leave. That's when you say people who came out here and then they left.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna keep it real. The resolve and the foundation wasn't strong enough. I'm just James Pickens, who's Dr. Weber on Grey's Anatomy. I don't know if you watch a lot of TV, but Dr. Weber on Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
watch a lot of TV, but I am a binger. So yes, I know
Yeah.
who that is.
Well, he's from Cleveland, and he's also a fellow alumni of Bowling Green State University. But he, yeah, he basically told me, Rodney, what's meant for you to happen in this industry is going to happen. You have to stay in long enough for it to happen. He said the issue is that people give up too quickly. They don't, they start, when they experience disappointment, they take it as a sign that they're not meant to do this. And how many other fields in life do we get disappointment, but yet and still we stay in there? But so for somehow when you're an actor or entertainer, they're like, well, maybe it ain't meant to be because you keep hitting these roadblocks. No, your resolve is being tested.
But
Resolve.
it's
Yeah.
because of certain seeds that get planted. So when it comes to
Yeah.
the entertainment industry, people tell you you age out,
Yeah.
or after you reach a certain age, you can pretty much hang it up if you haven't made it at least a little bit. If you haven't gotten in there, it's
Yeah.
kind of too late for you. Maybe you should consider something else. And that
Yeah.
stuff, and like you were talking about the songs and stuff, that's a whole nother show in itself. You gave me another topic, but I'm trying to tell you because
Yeah.
we, us females, we got them empowerment, it's about and all that stuff. But, and,
Yeah.
and and the other songs, can be discouraging.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, is that all I am?
Yeah.
So it's good to have people that have been able to mentor you and feed into you positivity.
Yes.
And it appears that you are paying it forward with the things that you do, with your
Yeah.
show and the podcast and speaking and going on other platforms like mine. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank
Um,
you.
so what? And it is getting close to that time. Before I promise you, you guys,
Uh,
I will replay the game and get that answer for you. Before I do that, I want you to tell the audience what if you're going to leave the audience with anything at all. What do you think is the biggest message that you want to leave them with?
OWN, own. And not the Oprah version of own, but we have, we have to own our decisions. Don't play the victim when things don't pan out the way or not going the way you wanted to. Evaluate the choices that you've made to get you to where you're at, but also realize by owning it, it gives you the power to change it. So I had to own the fact that I took a job that moved us out here that laid me off. I had to own that. I can't blame that company because they had their issues. I still took the job. So I have to own my part in it. And if I kept playing the victim and pointing my finger at them, I wouldn't have been able to move on from that moment and see the blessing that's happening right in my eyes, in front of me. There's always something beautiful happening right in front of you once you step back and realize, like, you know what? Okay, I'm here. Okay, but what's good that's happening right now? So
Mhm.
I take the time to always, I focus, I write down 3 things that I'm grateful for almost every day in my journal. I sit down and I meditate on those things because a grateful heart leads to a blessed life as well. And it leads to you not playing the victim. And another person's story, that's their story.
Mhm.
Everybody has a unique road to travel. Travel your road, be bold in it because somebody's watching your road, your path, and you're blazing a trail for somebody who's coming behind them. So don't leave them in the bushes.
Okay. Drop the mic. Speak that knowledge. All right. I appreciate those words of wisdom. Now, I know you guys, your memory span, it's like that long for some reason. So I'm going to run this one more time and then I'm going to let Rodney tell you the answer. Here we go. That's created by my producers too, as well, just to let you know. Don't I have a
That's
great
so
team?
nice. You do. And you need a great team. You need a great team.
Absolutely. Now, Felix said, oh, he said he's sticking with A. He said he's sticking with A. All
Okay.
right, that's your final answer. Rodney, which one was the fake?
Uh, I am not a classically trained pianist.
Sorry, Felix, you got it wrong.
I'm working on it though. I am taking some lessons, but I'm working on it. So just to let them know.
Okay. Hey, I got
Yeah.
something
So.
I'm working on too. I feel you. We here. I'm working on that guitar. I'm doing that acoustic guitar. I'm working on it. It is not as
Yeah.
easy as I thought it was going to be.
It's some work. It's some work, but you know what? I love it. I love learning. I've, the song "All My Life" by by Casey and JoJo.
Oh, yeah.
I know how to play half of that song now.
Okay.
Just so I'm learning. I took it in high school, so now I'm back learning it the right way again. So this is good. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
So I know we only got a couple minutes, but roll it back. You said that was the fake. So you're an ordained minister?
Yes, I am. Yes, I
What you
am.
say? When
I
did
have a.
that happen?
Oh man, that happened. Good man, 2000 and wow. I've been an ordained minister for over 15 years. And I have a master of divinity degree from seminary, and I have a master in Christian leadership. So it wound up being a dual program. So I was that wasn't intentional, but you know, but I use that out here in Hollywood. Believe it or not, I do use it. Yeah.
You got
So
too much to your story. Now you make me want a part three. I have so many questions. Okay, so just real quick, briefly,
yeah.
has that part of your life conflicted with you being an actor?
You know what? Initially, that was part of why I drew pulled back from acting when I was younger, because I thought, man, I don't know if I can be like as strong in my faith in it. But the more conversations I had with pastors who I trusted and had very good friendships with, helped me understand that my role as an actor is just that I'm telling the story of the character. I am not that character. People want this character is telling a story that people need to see. So yes, it may be seen differently. A lot of people are like, well, how can you do this? How can you do that? It's because that's that character. I don't curse when I'm not that character, but I have had a character who had to kind of let some people know where he coming from. So, and I've been able to get into that because, but you know what it's done for me, Asia? It's helped me to be more compassionate to somebody who's not walking the walk that I'm walking, not judgmental, but walking with compassion and really trying to understand more. So it's helped me grow.
Mhm.
It's helped me grow tremendously.
So many
Yeah.
questions. So many questions. Okay. Okay. Well, I have to stop it there. But I don't know. I might have to do a panel on that one because
Yeah.
there's been a few actors out there that have turned down roles and that have, decided, well, I'm gonna step away from this for that
Yeah.
very reason.
Yeah.
That is a discussion I do want to have eventually on the show. I might have to see you just gonna have to cut back. That's all.
Yeah. And I have some non-negotiables that concerning roles and types I
Okay.
would not play. I have those just because those are my own convictions, and I
Mhm.
can't be true to that character because of my own convictions. So I have that. Yeah, but I understand. We definitely need to have that discussion, and
Mhm.
so people can be empowered. Empowered.
Yes, we
Yeah.
definitely gonna have to do that one. So many questions. Okay, so so you guys, it is the end of the show. I know. I'm sure you wanted to hear more because I want to hear more. But you can continue to ask questions. The show is not going to be deleted. Okay, so you can go on YouTube, Facebook, wherever this is being streamed. You can continue to comment. I will see the comments. He has streamed his on, so he will see the comments as well, and we will be able to respond to you going forward. If you would like to look at his previous one, you can go to my website, hjamal.com, and it is under the archived episodes. So you will be able to see the previous show. I thank you so much, Rodney, for joining us once again.
Thank you.
I know you're coming back, so
Yes.
look forward to that. And you guys remember to embrace God's perfect design, which is you. Don't change a thing. He didn't make any mistakes. All right. Till next time, be here Friday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Have a good evening.
Yes.
Weeping lasted all night. I know that joy comes in the morning light. So I march on to a new song, 'cause I've been marching to that old one way too long. And I gotta move on and take new steps every day. 'Cause I know there is got to be